What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Trout Wrangler Podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Garrity. That guy over there, that's our show's vibes curator, Mr. Maverick. You know who he is. He keeps the show flowing, keeps the vibes going. Before we get into our interview today, just a few opening statements. We attended Soulfly Fest this weekend in Charleston, South Carolina. Um, Dude, what an awesome event. Kyle, Grizz, all the guys from Soulfly, everybody that was a part of it, put on a freaking banger of an event. Mountain Grass Unit freaking shredded. The Stews, I left before. I had a 3-hour ride home, but it looked like the Stews shredded. Paul and the boys in Bandito also shredded. Leon played a really good show. All the exhibitors super cool. Just an all around great time. But before we went to Soulfly and all the festivities around it, got to do a little fishing the days before and the morning before. And I'll tell you what, we got on a couple flood tides. It was tough. It was real tough. Other than the fact that I would screw up every time I casted, but my casts before game time were were perfect. And then you put a fish in front of my face, I lose all functionality, and I end up blowing my cast. At one point, I even landed a fly right on a tailing red's head. Just an absolute horrendous turn of events for the kid. Saw a bunch of fish, caught a ton of fish. Pulled up to a bank at one point, and there had to have been 50, 60 fish in a school just laid up on a bank. Saturday morning, we saw a bunch of fish. I even got pictures of a bunch of tail and redfish. But other than that, just a really good time. Soulfly was fun. Shout out to Sean and Sarah for having me. Just a great time. I drank a few too many beers on Friday night. But hey, that happens. That happens. But before we get into the interview with Davin, want to thank these show partners: Free Fly Apparel, YETI Coolers, Afueta Coffee. If you want to save on your shipping, if you want to get free shipping for any of your Cordina Eyewear needs, check the show notes. You will have a link to get you free shipping on any order you want. I'll be honest with you, the shades that Cordina makes, perfect. The hats they have, really cool. I have the Lowlander sunglasses and I freaking love them. Great pair of shades. They really performed well out on the water this past weekend. And I'm on my way to getting another pair. But another one, Trout Routes. If you want a month of Trout Routes Pro free, check the show notes and sign up, and you will get a month of Trout Routes free. But up next is our interview with Davin, and see you guys then. What's up, guys? Like I said in the intro, we do have an interview, and I think it's a pretty unique one. For people who don't know who you are yet, can you give yourself a little introduction and a little bit about what you do, Davin?
Yeah, so my name is Davin Topel. I'm with the Spirits Guide Co., which is a company that I guess I've been building towards my whole life. I've been a bartender since I was 19, and been in the hospitality business since I was 12, I guess. Started washing dishes at a Chinese restaurant when I was 12 years old. Don't tell the feds. I think we're past that statute of limitations, but yeah. So, and then started cocktailing early, again, like 19, and then that kind of progressed, moved to Park City, Utah, where I got really heavily involved in the outdoors. Originally from Minnesota, fished my whole life there. And then when we moved to Park City when I was 21, got into fly fishing. Obviously, I always snowboarded or skied to some
Yeah.
capacity in Minnesota. Brought that over there. Did ski patrol at the Olympic Park.
Oh, sick.
Um, Became a distiller over at High West, and then that's where I learned to fly fish, duck hunt, all of that stuff over there in Park City. Fast forward a few years. Oh, I was a whitewater rafting guide. All of these backgrounds all kind of come full circle. But fast forward 11 years, met my wife in 2006, and we started having kids in 2013, and we moved back to where she's from, Austin, Texas, in 2014. And so then I continued my distilling with Real Ale Brewing Company, Real Spirits Distilling Company. And then eventually I just found myself really wanting to get back into making cocktails and exploring, the flavors of different spirits and not just whiskey and gin and the things that I was making. But so that's where Spirits Guide kind of came out, was just a culmination of all of the things that I did in the outdoors and all the things that I did in the hospitality industry. And I was really starting to see some um, like we talked about earlier, some gaps in hospitality when it comes to lodges and outdoors experiences in general, whether it was a private party, a private group trying to entertain friends, or again, even like large lodges that have big extravagant bars, lots of alcohol on the wall, but don't really know exactly what to do with them, or they do, but it's just going to be your basic Manhattan or old fashioned or gin and tonic. And I saw that there was a place where um, they're missing a big opportunity to anchor memories through flavor of food and drink, right?
Yeah.
There's so many stories that you can tell, and you're from a unique place that has unique spots, unique guides, unique stories, and possibly unique food and flavors from local uh, fruit or culinary experiences. And so tying those in together and creating those stories help anchor memories. And so that's where the Spirits Guide Co. kind of came in, and where I try to help not just lodges and private groups, but brands help tell their story at activations as well. So that's kind of in a nutshell, real quick, where what I'm all about.
Dude, that is super cool because it's like, you look at a lot of these lodges and stuff like that, and a bunch of them, it's like there's a big intersection between the outdoor industry and alcohol. Let's be
Oh yeah,
honest.
yeah.
It's like if we all like to fish, we all like to drink and hunt, and I almost said smoke, but but not that.
That
But
too.
yeah, a little bit sometimes,
Yeah,
depending
yeah.
on where we're
Yeah,
at.
the occasional cigar and
Yeah.
fillings, as what's in them, is always different.
Oh yeah, dude, definitely. It's kind of like it's kind of like a completely other sector of a cocktail. But
That's right.
dude, it's like there's so many people that it's like even myself. I'm like, I'll go to a bar or like somewhere fancy, and it's like, oh, what do you want to drink? There's like a whole menu of like all these super nice like drinks and stuff like that. I'm the type of dude. I'm just like, I'll have like a rum and coke or something like
Yeah.
that, or like a Jack and Coke, and like that's I would say a good majority of people that like to fish and hunt are pretty basic like that. So it's kind of like one of those things that's like, what do you do when you have somebody like that where it's like they just want something like plain black and white? Would you suggest them something? And it's like for a dude like myself that likes rum and coke, what would you suggest me? If it was like I just said, all right, I want a rum and coke, and you're like, I have something a little better. What would your ideal recipe be there?
Yeah, so I don't try to stay, push people into a direction that they're not comfortable into. You don't do
Yeah,
that when you're guiding. You don't do that when you're, out in the outdoors. But as far like something I've always kind of akin to is like you don't ever yuck somebody's yum.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
you because that's the thing is that's they have a really solidified memory with that particular drink or that flavor, and that's what they're always trying to go back to, right? And they don't deviate from it. So you're gonna get some people that just like, no, really just don't want anything but that. And so um but you can always tell if somebody's open, like, hey, yeah, like yourself, I'm usually a rum and coke guy, but what would you suggest for me, in that capacity, right? So I would probably go lean for something like rum and coke. I would lean towards like a suffering bastard, which is it's rum, gin, and ginger beer, right? And
Okay.
there's a couple of other things in there, but it's still along those lines, but maybe gives you something a little bit different. So I'll ask probably a couple of more questions, like, hey, I really like rum and coke. Well, what other flavors do you like?
Yeah.
Whether it's dessert or, um, is it mint? Is it, just give me a baseline of like what you like, food wise. And then usually I can come back with something that like, all right, well, we can come up with something here. Um, or, again, at least try something, try it by itself, try a rum by itself, try because everybody thinks that all rum is the same or all gin is the same. And again, each one of these spirits, depending on where they're coming from, what kind of sugar cane it's made from, or what kind of botanicals are in a gin, or where the whiskey is aged, all of these different influences impact the final flavor of these things. And you might find like, oh crap, I really like this by itself, or just with like a little bit of lemon or lime, like that's it. And now it always does, it always makes me feel good to introduce people into something that's maybe less like, I like rum and coke. Like, have you ever just had like a El Dorado 12-year with a little squeeze of lime? Like, just try that. Like, holy shit, this is really good.
Yeah.
um and now you're drinking something that is not so full of sugar, right? Like,
Yeah.
I start to feel bad. I'd had like 8 of these rum and cokes. That's, it's a lot of Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
And I feel like shit in the morning. And so it's always nice to, yeah, introduce people to different flavors that they might not realize, like, oh, wait, no, I do like gin. I always thought I hated it. But
Yeah.
have you had the right gin, or have you had it in the right uh, quantity of a mixer with it? And so, no, but you will get those people who, no, I just want Jim Beam and a Miller Lite, and that's me. That's how I relax. That's what I do in the outdoors. That's my flavor. Like, and yeah, there's nothing you can do other than always have a Jim Beam and Miller Lite ready for that person.
See, that's pretty cool, dude. Because it's like I'm the same way. Like I like to experiment with that stuff. Because like I just tried Papa's Pilar for the first time like last year,
Yeah, yeah,
and it's like I will drop $40, $45 on a fifth of Papa's Pilar now because it
right.
is just that good bourbon, or not bourbon, but it is just that good fifth of
Good
rum.
rum. Right,
And
right. And it's going to be completely different from, Frigate Reserve,
yeah,
or, any other rum that you're going to try, because Frigate's coming from Panama. It's
yeah,
blended in Panama. Papa's Pilar is coming from, I believe, Barbados, but like they're all different.
yeah. That's one I can't find anywhere is Frigate Reserve.
It's a hard one to find, but you can, I think they have a store locator and things like that. I think it's pretty easily available, more closer to like Florida. We've
Yeah,
got it in the local liquor store here in Texas. I mean, I may have had a little part to do with like getting some of that stuff seeded everywhere. Like, but yeah, you ask for something enough, and that's what and just continue to buy it, and it'll just continue to sit on the shelf. It really takes consumers going in and asking for something,
yeah,
and eventually the buyer at that liquor store will bring it in. And as long as it's being sold, it'll continue to be brought in. So take that, yeah, from experience of selling alcohol in the industry and things of that nature. It really takes the consumer to go in and ask.
do you see, like, that's the thing. It's like you always saw Flip Pallet always had something
Sure.
Frigate Reserve on his head or like on his body, and it's like I saw that. I was like, I have never had that rum, I went into like every liquor store in like a 10-mile radius of my house, and I was like, "Hey, do you guys have this? Do you guys have this? Do you guys have this?" And they were like, "Nope, nope, 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 nope." I was like, "What do I have to do for you guys to carry this
Yep.
stuff?" And they were like, "Well, like we'll special order it, but if you're the only one that's gonna come in here and buy it on like a weekly basis, like we don't really have anyone else that's really looking for it. Like you're the
Right.
only person that's even asked about this liquor, which stinks, dude. But like, I like what you're saying about there's a guy in the outdoors that he just wants a shot of Jim Beam and a Miller Lite. I'm the type of guy I was like, I'm very black and white. I'm like rum and coke or Coors Light.
Yep.
And
Yep.
like everybody knows that it's like if I'm going anywhere, they're like, we got to have rum and Coors Light, whether
Yeah. And
it's
that's also part of the anchoring of the memory too. Like they anchor most of their good memories to
yeah,
that flavor, right? And that's their flavor. And so you as like the trying to be the best, uh, you know, your best hospitable person is like if you're a great bartender, you're always going to remember that person's drink, right? And that almost makes it easy. So when that person comes back, you may not remember their name, you will, but you'll always remember their drink. And that says a lot to that person as well. Is like I only see this guy once a year and he remembers exactly what I like,
yeah,
right? Like again, that's a good anchor to like, hey, I got to come back here every year, right?
yeah.
This guy remembers almost everything about me, you know.
Yeah. Now I know you were saying that you do stuff with like the uh Golden Isles Fest. You do stuff with
Hmm.
brands and stuff like that. And your outdoor world and your business is kind of like intersecting, which is something that like everybody kind of dreams about, you know, or it's like your hobbies kind of run together with your business. Now, I was looking at your Instagram and I saw when you were at the Golden Isles Fest down there in Georgia, you it looked like you were making a trash can with like a bowl of peanut and then a Creature Comforts classic lager.
Yeah, yeah.
That is sick.
So that was an impromptu. I usually do so I do micheladas, and micheladas I treat a lot like Bloody Marys.
Yeah,
However, I can create something that's unique and different and adding a lot of different flavors um, to that cocktail. And, you want to have something to eat when you're drinking it as well. So yeah, the micheladas that I make a house made signature michelada Bloody Mary mix that I've been making for years. Back in the Park City bartending days, I stick to that same recipe, but use that and then whatever's available. I typically like to use shrimp because it's kind of easier to cook. It cooks fast. It's flavorful. You can add flavor to it. And then that the night before, somebody had dropped off some bags. We don't even know where they came from, but they dropped off huge bags of boiled peanuts, and I was like, "Boom, we're using boiled peanuts in this concoction." So then I just take a can of beer, and we typically would use a lager, but we had some IPAs, and they worked. It didn't work the best, but we made it work. But basically, there's a draft top can opener,
I've
which will
seen
take the
that.
lid off of it takes the lid off of beers, soda cans, things of that nature. And then I like my micheladas on the rocks,
Yeah,
add ice. So you take a big slug of the beer, add some ice so that it's got room for ice, add the mix, and then just top it off however you can,
yeah,
And so it just makes a fun drink that you can eat as well.
dude. I love that Creature Comfort. Uh, what is it? The Classic City Lager. I love
Hmm.
that dang beer, dude. My
Yeah,
little
it was a great
sister,
beer.
my little sister went to my little sister went to UGA for 4 years, and it's like we used to go to like 2 games a year. And dude, Creature Comforts is right there in Athens,
Yeah,
dude. It's
yeah.
like I'd end up there. I'd be dang banged up in like two
Yeah.
and a half hours because it's like my sister come over and hand me a beer, and it's 98% of the time it's a Tropicalia. and
Right.
they're like 8%. I'm like, I can't drink any more of these. Like, if I
Yeah.
drink
Yeah.
5 or 6 of them, I'm gonna be blitzed. Like, it's like bring me like a classic city lager. Come on, like I'm not blacking out before kickoff even goes down. Like,
Right. Right.
like that was like this is insane.
Oh
But
God.
let's
Yeah.
talk about.
No. And
No, keep going.
go ahead.
Keep going.
Oh, I was just gonna say a lot of people are drinking a lot less of those IPAs.
Oh
Just
yeah,
it's they are heavy. They're they I want to last longer than a couple of hours, at a
yeah,
party. Like we're supposed to be hanging out here for the next 4 hours, and I'm not trying to be lit in the first half hour.
yeah.
And so it's yeah, people are drinking less, but they're drinking more intentionally
Oh
is
yeah,
something that I like to, let people know. And so while big business, big, uh, those big companies that rely on people drinking a lot more heavily, they're not doing so great. But all of those companies that we want people to be drinking more responsibly and more intentionally, it's actually great for business for us because people are paying attention to what they're drinking and not just slugging, a cocktail that you spent, time, money, and effort creating for
yeah.
somebody. So no, it's good.
Yeah, that is good, man. Like I know you're saying that you worked or you worked events for like all these different brands, the festivals and stuff like that. What are some of the ones that you have worked on other than the Golden Isles Fish, which awesome event I've heard. And Jared DeVincent's just a stand up dude.
Oh yeah, Jared's a great friend, good guy, just an outstanding human being. Both he and his wife Jess, yeah, they put us up every year. They put up with us every year, and so I'm always happy to come out there and make that annual trip to go see them and help them with the Golden Isles and with the Saltwater Anglers Association, help that cause because yeah, we got to fish out there and conditions seemed right. Other than we did have some muddy water, but man, there are not fish where there's supposed to be fish, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so we could see their struggle, and just finding out that, the slots, the size slots are so much. Fishermen can keep 5 fish per person. It's not
It's
per boat.
ridiculous.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And so you start to see that. Anyway, happy to be out there, help them spread that word and do the Golden Isles thing for them. But yeah, as far as like other events, I just a couple of weekends ago we had one called the Lockhart Rising over with Millscale Metalworks out in Lockhart, Texas,
Oh, cool.
birthplace of some of the best barbecue in the world. They had all their ambassadors come down and cook small bites for the festival. There was music, and so a lot of the sponsors that came into that are kind of bigger names. So I did a Bloody Mary Michelada bar for YETI
Oh, cool.
at that last event, and so that was a cool one. That was a build your own garnish table. So I don't even know how many different garnishes out there. There was probably 16 different garnishes in each one of the Yeti bowls. Gave everybody a skewer. We had bartenders there that would actually make up the drink, rim your cocktail glass with some chamoy and some seasoned salt, and then you got a choice of vodka or beer, and then the michelada or Bloody Mary mix, and then you just built like you
Oh,
saw how
sick.
I usually do, just your trash can top of whatever you want. And so we grilled steak, sausage, bacon, shrimp again, and then all the other garnishings that were on that. And so that was a pretty fun one. And then I do the Baracho Pescador last year. We built that with Turtle Box, Yeti, Smith Optics, and Old Smoky Grills. We did a tiki bar out on a secret
Oh,
sandbar
that's awesome.
for that. So there were some tiki drinks that everybody really enjoyed. And then, yeah, I do the Paloma Blanca every year, which is a big dove hunt down in South Texas. And we'll make some, again, some wild, wacky it's a big circus.
Yeah.
As wacky as you can get it, we'll make some crazy micheladas down there and cocktails down there for after the hunt. So
Do you ever get to go down there and blast some doves before you get
oh
to?
yeah, no,
Oh
that's
hell
part of
yeah,
it. That's
dude.
definitely part of it. Yeah.
Heck yeah,
No, you
dude.
go, you hunt, and then you play. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
It's like I said, it's just a big circus. It's a lot of fun.
Dude, that's one thing down here, like the last 2 years. It's like we've leased out a field, like me and a bunch of my buddies, and it's just those birds, it's like they just don't fly week one. And
Yeah.
it's like blazing hot. I'm sitting out there. I'm like, damn it, man. I've drank like 6 Coors Lights sitting out here in the corn trying to chase these birds, and it's like they're all flying. I was like, might as well just sit out here and sweat it out.
Yeah, yeah.
But dude,
No,
like
that's a great thing about South Texas is yeah,
you got plenty of
come
them down
season
there.
opener. Oh man, they're just yeah, crossing that border left and right.
Oh
So,
yeah, dude. That's what's good about it, dude. Down there, like the dove hunting, it's like it's there in Argentina, man. Like
yep.
Argentina's crazy too, but dude, I'll tell you what. One thing, like off record, YETI has some of the best like serving like accessories. Like you know how they have like the what's it called? They're like a jug almost. The it's
The
blank in my brain. What is
oh,
it called?
the silo that
Yeah,
has the spigot on it.
yeah, that thing. And then they also have like a it's my mom always gets them. She at every time that, like I probably shouldn't be airing this out that my mom's using my Yeti discount, but but it's like
Hey,
I
if she's using the products, then the way that they should be used, you know.
she is, but she gets like like a bunch of serving stuff for people. She's ordered 2 of them for like I
Yeah,
think our family friends, and they use them. They're like these are
yeah,
awesome. They're like, oh yeah, thanks. I got it on a nice deal because my son's on their pro deal. But like
yeah. No, they're
everything they get, dude, it's awesome. They're like, this is so
yeah.
helpful when we're like hosting people.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like so the Bloody Mary bar, I filled up all of their. I mean, the bowls came in so handy to put all the garnishes into. Several years ago, so when I first started kind of working with Yeti was when their Go boxes came out.
Mhm.
I with my whitewater rafting background, the first thing that came to mind again, bartender, whitewater rafting. We when we would take guests out on the water, we would have to empty out. They wanted whiskey, they wanted wine. Well, there's no glass that we could take down the river. You
Yeah,
can't take glass down the river. So we would have to let them know, like, look, we're going to have to empty this out into a plastic bottle and then we'll secure it in the raft somewhere. And sometimes they would just, they would go into a dry box, but they would just get lost. Like, so we would do our best to go and find our guests, specific drinks. And we had a drink box, but again, it was just kind of mayhem. So when the Go box came out, that's where my mind went first. Was like,
yeah,
man, this would come in super handy out on a raft when we're doing these overnight trips because we were out there for 5, 7 days. And so just having a dedicated bar box. And so I took their Go box, and then their Rambler bottles were 750 milliliter bottles.
yeah.
And so which was perfect because that's what a bottle of wine is. That's
Yep.
what a bottle of Jack Daniels, or it's the size of a liquor bottle. So it all fits in there. The only problem was that the Rambler bottles at the time, I don't even have one. Well, I do. I've got these Yonder bottles now, but they had these old lids, or the original lids had this top on there,
Yeah.
and you could not get that lid to shut. Well, then my buddy Edgar over at Sightline Provisions, he's like, they make these mag lids, the mag top lids. And I was like, oh yeah, they do. So I went and picked up, and those were like an accessory at the time. They didn't sell the bottles with them yet. And so just swapped out this lid with the mag lid, and it was that high instead of an extra inch, and it
Yeah.
allowed the door to shut, the top to fold down. So it's like, that's it, perfect. So the box could hold six, it can hold more than that, but you can hold six different 750 milliliter bottles that can hold So you got one for vodka, gin, rum, tequila. You could have a whole, setup inside that box, and then put all of your tools in there as well. And so that's where the Rambler bar kind of started off, was with that idea of like, all right, I've got a waterproof box that can get beat up and tore down and broken open, and it's still going to be, just fine. So, and you just take that out in the field or out on the water, and you've got an instant, field bar.
Yeah.
And then I started adding the other accessories, which is the Rambler roller cooler, which again, the bar box just fit on top of the roller cooler, and you could just wheel that around like a dolly.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I mean, then they started making the bigger go boxes and the smaller go boxes, and turned the smaller ones into cigar humidors, and the
Yeah.
bigger one into a large kitchen slash bar box.
Oh yeah.
So
Dude,
no, their accessories and all of their pieces are super super great and super functional. And so
it's been awesome to see how much they've been growing like their repertoire and how like they're adding on to some of the older coolers. Like I got a 65 like second gen that
yeah,
I still use, dude. Like I got it for my 21st birthday. I still got it, dude. I could like
yeah,
that thing is falling out of side by sides at like the hunting farm and stuff. Like and it's just a absolute battle wagon. Like I could just pick it right
oh
back
yeah.
up. I mean, my beers might be a little foamy, but like pick it right back
Yeah,
up, put it on. It might happen 5 other times when we're out there, but like now they have them with wheels. So like a big problem that I had when I was like going on family vacation is it's like I'm the only one with YETI stuff that I have like a roadie and I had a 65 and everyone's like, "Oh, let's put all our beers in Ryan's cooler." And
right, they're
it's
going to
like
stay colder longer.
yeah, it's like this
Yeah, but it's going to be super heavy.
yeah, it's like I was like, you want to put all this ice on this thing and then carry it down to the beach? Like you want to carry this? And I was like, it's got like half a bag of ice in here at this point. I was like, you lift this thing up on one side, and they're like, oh yeah, that's pretty tough. And I was like,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
we can load it down with stuff and put all this ice in it. But I was like, I will need to swap out shifts. Like we will have to do this in shifts in our mile walk to the beach. And that's what we
Right.
ended up doing. Is it's like we all switched like every once in a while because like the forearms, but it's like now you just got them on wheels and you just wheel it down
Yeah,
there. And I was
yeah.
like, it's awesome. And like all the other stuff that they got, like my girlfriend just bought a house, and I was like, we're in an apartment now where it's like our dog has like a little spot for like his food and water. I was like, the hell with that. I was like, I'm getting him 2 customized Yeti bowls. I was like, we're done with like the little
Yeah.
thing. I was like, he's got more room now. He's gonna have a Yeti bowls with his
And
name
he's
on
gotten
them.
updated. Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna be
He's
balling
getting the
out
upgrade.
now. But like that's gonna
Uh,
be the first actual purchase that I made, dude. It's like, you can never have too many of the Rambler cups and stuff like that in any size. And then now they
yeah.
have the
Yeah.
stackable cups too, and it just makes it super easy.
Again, yeah, the stackable cups fit in those go boxes so easy. So, I mean, yeah, you can bartend for 10 people out of the mid size, and up to like 25 out of the large box.
Yeah,
So, no, it's super functional stuff.
dude, and it's like the same thing too when it's like we go like me and some of my buddies will go up in the summer like once or twice a month, and we'll go up and camp and fly fish, chase the southern Appalachian brook trout, the native ones, and it's like, you know what, we go out and fish for a day. It's we're bringing a go box with us, and we're stuffing it.
Yep.
If we're walking and we're not driving anywhere, we're stuffing a go box full of beers and like Bloody Mary stuff in lunch essentially. And it's like we're gonna sit down there and fish and drink for the whole,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
we're gonna walk back up and cook steaks over a fire and probably drink even more. But it's like
Right. Right.
all that stuff comes in handy. It's like, people. I've heard a lot of people like, "Oh yeah, you got all this Yeti stuff." I was like, you can't hide money, and it's like honestly, like you think about it, it's like you're saving yourself money from buying 6 bags of ice every single
Yeah.
day in a camping trip.
It's a, the the saying is, you buy once, you cry once.
Yeah,
It's an investment, and but it lasts forever. If you're paying a lot for quality, it's something that you can pass down,
yeah,
to your kids, or let them borrow
100%.
it and not worry about them breaking it. It's like,
Exactly.
no, it's buy once, cry once, but you'll have it forever.
Oh yeah, dude. Like I've bought. I remember I think it was like the summer after. No, it's 2 summers after I got my 65. I wanted something just to like have in the boat or something like that, or just walk down with something that'll keep something cold. Maybe put like a 12 pack in, and something
Hmm.
a little more mobile than a than a 65. So I bought a roadie, and it was perfect.
Yeah.
Like it has a little fold up handle. It's still a little bit heavy, but it's like I can kick that thing down an embankment and
Yeah.
it's not gonna bust open. And it's
Yeah.
like the only problem I've had with any of them is I lose the little drain plug cap.
Yeah. I
It's
actually just found mine. I lost mine probably about 2 years ago. Got a new one, and then I was redoing some yard work out in our front yard, and oh, there it is. I ended up finding it just the other day. Like, all right, well, I guess that'll go in the extra drawer.
dude, yeah, I think that's something that's funny is it's like if that's the only problem I have, I was like, I'm good, dude. Like
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's the same thing with like the cups. I had a bazillion of the cups. Like between my girlfriend and I swear I think we have like has to be at least 15, 20 ramblers because it's like
Right.
I feel like
Right.
somebody gets me one like every year for Christmas or birthday or something like that. And it's like
And you
that's
go to events and things like that,
yeah.
and that's usually, like, but it's something that you're super stoked to get,
Yeah.
right? It's
You're
another
like sweet.
commemorative thing that it's functional. Like,
Yeah.
it's functional. It shows people where you were. It's a story, right? Like, so no, it's better than a koozie, right?
Oh,
It used to be,
100%.
remember when it was like everybody, you'd get a koozie at these events, like, all right, like, I'm probably going to lose this, or, and it's
Yeah.
not much of a talking point, but like when the event is on a Yeti cup that you're drinking, like, oh, you were at the,
Yeah.
Paloma Blanca or the Golden Isles. Like, yeah, no,
It was a great
that,
time.
that was a fun year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a good talking points.
Yeah, dude, I think that is something cool that I've seen too, like where all these companies are starting to get Yeti stuff. Like I know I was up at a festival here in Western North Carolina, and Yeti or not Yeti, Free Fly did a happy hour, and they had like custom Free Fly Yeti stackable cups, and it was like Yeti happy hour for the Rise Fest, and dude, it was literally like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of Yetis, the stackable cups, and people were walking around with them. I was leaving early again because once again, I had a 3 hour and 45 minute ride home, and I was like, damn,
Right.
I should have just paid to get into the damn happy hour just for the stackable cup. And dude, but like it's like I got enough of that stuff sitting at home, and it was like this. We just did my brother's bachelor party down in Charleston, and at the last minute, my mom and girlfriend they're like, "Let's do Yeti cups for all the boys and stuff them with like golf balls and Advil for when they wake up hungover, and then like a
Hmm.
hydration packet." And we're running around, scrambling, running around to all these Dick's Sporting Goods, like hunting down Yeti Ramblers. And I literally called up my girlfriend and mom. I was like, next time you guys do something like that, let me know ahead of time. And one, I can save you a ton of
We'll
money.
order it.
And
Yeah.
two, I can order it and they'll be here in 3 days. Like, give me a week heads up, and this could have been so much easier.
Right. Right.
But,
Oh gosh.
dude, but, where did your connection to the outdoors kind of begin?
My connection to the outdoors began, again, I'm originally from Minnesota, and so we fished. We fished our little guts out. My grandparents grew up in the Depression era, so they were very much food from the land people, and so we were all about it. It was
Yeah.
so much fun. We did not trophy fish in Minnesota, your trophy fishing is walleye, bass, muskie, things like that. We didn't really I didn't grow up trophy fishing. It was all sunfish and crappie.
Oh yeah.
And it was every day. We would go fishing, bring home a whole mess of crappie or sunfish. We'd uh, scale, fillet, and bag those with grandpa. And then for lunch or dinner or whatever it might be, grandma would pull out the frozen ones from, months before, and we would freeze the fresh ones. We
Oh,
maybe
nice.
cook up a few of the fresh ones, but no, that was a lot of how I ate with them. And then yeah, they had, a root cellar, and it was the same thing. They had a garden, so we wouldn't really necessarily eat any of the fresh vegetables or anything like that. It got canned and then pulled out, and just uh, moved around, right? And
Yeah.
um, so that's where my outdoors kind of started, was in Minnesota, and then we camped. My parents took us camping across the country, and so I always enjoyed the heck out of just being outside. But we didn't hunt. My first hunting experience was, I think it was 12,
Yeah.
and we went out with a buddy of mine whose dad hunts this leased property every year. And so I went out with him, and they put a shotgun in our hands and told us to sit here and wait, and in about 10 minutes start walking this way. And so we just sat there, waited, and then looked at each other like, has it been 10 minutes, and started walking. And next thing you know, a few minutes later, we hear boom, boom. And his dad had gotten a deer, and his uncle got a deer. And then we looked at each other again like, oh, we were we were the bush beaters.
Yeah, the
We were
drivers.
scaring the deer. Yeah, we were scaring the deer towards them. And then, like, all right, they got their deer, like, all right, let's pack it up. Like, that's it. Like, okay. So that was my first hunting experience. And then and really only up until I was 21, and like I said, moved to Park City, Utah. And my buddy, who was a fly fishing guide, got me into duck hunting,
Oh
and
yeah.
that was it. That had a hold of me.
Oh yeah.
Talking to the ducks, and setting up the decoys, and working with dogs, and actually communicating with nature, and having them do the thing, for them to be hugged up and ready to just, like, all right, cut them down. Like,
Yeah.
man, that was something else. And then he got me into fly fishing, tried to. And funny enough, like, I didn't like it. I didn't care for it. I didn't understand the whole catch and release and the fly.
Yeah.
And but I later found out that it was, I didn't really care for it because he was doing everything as a guide.
Yeah.
Like, I just didn't understand, and he was just doing it. And then a couple of years later, I got some sort of bug, and I was like, you know what? I want to try this fly fishing again, but I want you just to tell me what to get and let me piece it all together. And so he did. He gave me his old rod, his old reel, and he's like, just, these flies, this tippet, this is how you do it, and go for it. And so I went and put it all together and caught my first trout, and that was it. Then I
Yeah.
understood, like, whoa, again, like, it was just this awakening of, like, oh, now I totally get it. Got the fish off the hook and let it go, and that was it.
Yeah.
Like, me and fishing for the next 10 years was a tunnel vision.
Oh yeah.
And so, yeah, so Utah is where I got really into, yep, the hunting and fly fishing bug, and then just, yeah, continued it on from there.
Dude, I think this is a big thing that like I realized, dude, is it was like once I got into fishing, that was kind of like this sounds bad, but it's kind of like that's kind of like the gateway drug to
Yeah,
all this
yeah,
outdoor stuff. Like once I got into bass fishing with like spinning rods and stuff like that, I started getting into duck hunting with my buddy that taught me how to fish. Started
yeah,
then fly fishing, deer hunting, bow hunting and stuff like that. It just all started to conjoin, and it's fun to see too where it's like once you start looking at it all, we get drawn to like one thing, and it's always the hunt, you know?
yeah,
Because it's like whether you're duck hunting, whether you're deer hunting, guess what? You're always chasing something. And I
yeah,
always go to is it's like I compare fly fishing to bow hunting a ton, And
Oh yeah.
it's just something about the chase where it's like that little bit of where it's a little bit more challenging just sucked me in with fly fishing.
Yeah. Well,
And
and the thing with fly fishing versus and fly fishing and bow hunting versus rifle hunting or spin casting is that you're forced to focus more. You're forced to be all right with not catching or not,
right,
not getting that deer. And you're forced to kind of be quiet and just commune and really just hard focus.
right,
And so that it was the other thing with like, so I got into upland bird hunting besides duck hunting. He got me into upland hunting out there. And that was the other fun thing was like, yeah, the birds are, shooting birds is great fun, but like honestly, like just watching the dogs work,
yeah,
right? Like walking those dogs and watching them go 100 miles per hour going, in a single walk, they're doing 19 miles while you're walked, 3
yeah,
total, right? And for them to go 100 miles per hour and then just to stop on a dime and
yeah.
just tail up and just like go stoic, that's when your heart starts beating,
Oh
right?
yeah,
And that's like, so all of these different sports just kind of um, make you have to take it all in and just slow things down, right?
uh
And
huh,
then react accordingly. And if you don't, right, if you're drawn and you're shaking and you're not focusing, like you're gonna miss.
oh
Or
yeah,
if see that redfish off in a distance and you just can't pull it together, like you're gonna miss or you're gonna mess up. So
oh yeah,
you realize very shortly that no, you have to stay focused and just stay on target. Um and that was the real Getcher for me.
oh yeah. That I had that same thing have actually happened to me this weekend. I was out fishing in Charleston with Sean, and I'm making good casts all morning, and then
Yeah, yeah.
we get up on a group of tailors, and it's like you put a tailing redfish of a pretty good size in front of me. I lost all fucking brain function, and
Right.
I landed
Yeah.
that fly directly on that red's head, and sure enough, that thing went and scurried off. And I'm
Yeah,
sitting there,
berserked on you. Yeah.
dude. I was like, I knew that shit was gonna happen as soon as I saw that redfish. And
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure like earlier in the morning, I literally looked at Sean. I was like, dude, watch this. I'm casting great right now. A red's gonna come up and start tailing, and I'm gonna lose all brain functionality and just fuck it up. And sure enough, it
Mhm.
happened.
Yep.
It
Yep.
happened. And it's like I've also had that happen deer hunting too, to where it's like, you start getting that heart beating and stuff like that. And then like you really like when your heart's beating like that and you're just drawn back, it is so hard. I don't think enough people realize how hard it is to slow your heart rate and just kind of like lock in that moment
Yeah.
as where you're already drawn back and stuff like that. You need some damn brain power to try and calm yourself
Yeah.
down at that point, man. Like I had it 2 years ago. It was literally like the third sit I had, and a deer that I had on camera the year before, we named him Ratatouille because he'd come in with a little rodent every single night.
Oh, yeah.
Is like a decoy rodent, and
Right.
he came out sure enough like maybe 2 minutes with left a light, and sure enough, I draw back and I'm sitting there following him, and he starts like net like where they stomp and stuff like that, and they start kicking.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh, that's a giant deer, that's a giant deer. Sure enough, I get enough light to see him, and I knew it was him, and I started shaking even more, and I like finally draw back. I'm like, I gotta stop shaking. I stopped shaking, pulled a release, shot under him by like that much.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so
It's
hard.
yeah. But it's good practice. Either way, you're not gonna get every shot. You're gonna
Yeah,
mess up, but it's it's good practice for life in general as well. There's too many people who don't fish and hunt and
right.
aren't put under that kind of pressure. And so you got to look at it as like it's good practice for your fishing and hunting, but it's good practice in life as well.
Right.
Because people who don't fish and hunt, they don't get to, sure, everybody's stressed out and, but this is it's a good release, and it's a good way to practice staying calm under pressure, right? Like
Right.
we get that opportunity every time we go out there. And so anytime that maybe there's something that you're under pressure at home or at work, like how to handle it that much better, I think.
Yeah.
I think outdoors people in general are just, yeah, they just have more practice with it. And so
100%. And it's like I know I'm pretty sure like the people that know it the best are like hardcore turkey hunters.
yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
like hardcore turkey hunters are some of the most like less stressed, patient people. Dude, 'cause a lot of people don't realize unless you really like you actually hunt turkeys. Turkeys are freaking brilliant.
Yep.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I got out turkey hunting for my first time last spring, and just, yeah, and they were dumb turkey. We you can go to a place and that gets hunted all the time, and like they are, but like you can also go to places like they don't know much. And
Yeah.
but at the same time, when you're talking to them, and it's going back and forth, it's a game of chess. Like, I
Oh
say
yeah.
they were dumb turkey, but I mean, they were still like, you could hear the distance that they were going and which direction they were going. And then if you called too much, they get further. And so then you'd have to go back the next day and like, all right, I'm not going to do this. We're going to try this. And then when it starts to come together, like, oh, they're getting closer, like, shut up, don't
Yeah.
talk to them anymore, and then wait for them to come back. Like it's just constantly like, did I do this right? Did I, and then you hear it call like, oh, good. Like,
Sigh of relief
it's
for
just
a little
like,
bit.
right, for a little bit, because they wait in between, but it's
Yeah.
like, oh man, I made the right move. Also, what it was a buddy of mine told me, what was it? It was, if they're calling from far away, you need to move, don't go closer. You make a call where you're at, and then wait for them to call back, and then go the opposite direction
Yeah.
and make another call. Because if you want them to pursue you, whereas a female doesn't pursue them, right? So
Right.
if you're getting closer or you're staying in one spot and they're getting closer, they know something's up, and
Oh
then they
yeah.
go away.
Yeah.
So it was just brilliant. Like, oh, okay. So we called them, they were there. Then I just kept on moving back, and they kept on coming in. And then when I was getting ready to shoot, I just came back around, and they just were still like, and I didn't call again. You just come back. And then when they are within sight, you may give them a little chirp or something like that,
Yeah.
and they'll come running. I was just like, wow, like what an insane way to think about hunting.
Yeah.
And yeah, the brilliant animal that is trying to, yeah, just it's all psychology.
Oh yeah.
Literally.
It's the same thing with ducks too, dude. Like the four
Yeah.
years I was in college, I I went to East Carolina, which it literally smack dab in one of the best parts of the Atlantic Flyway, and we go to Hyde County, and it's like, dude, you're literally trying to trick mallards, widgeon, whatever you're hunting, into falling in your decoy spread. It is literally
Yeah.
reverse trying to play reverse psychology with a brilliant animal that is flying over you, which is just
Yeah.
nuts in itself.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Another one was sandhill crane.
Oh
Like,
wow.
my big, like, the one of the craziest thing with sandhill crane is you don't overcall them either. It's like you're barely calling anything,
Yeah.
because they're just so high up. So you have your silhouettes out on the, you know, in the field, and you're in layouts and you're barely calling them in. You just, want them to know that you're there,
Yeah.
like from a distance. Like, you just give them a little beep, and then they just look down, like, and they see the silhouettes. Like, you don't need to overcall. They know you're there. So then eventually they'll come in, and, boom, 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 you knock a couple down. It's it's getting the birds back to the blind is another experience. Um, and I highly recommend it. It's so much fun, and the meat is so good. But so the one thing about sandhills is we almost limited out between five of us. I think we had like one more bird or two more. We had two more birds to go, and we got all the dogs back, and we just had two more to go, and we were just about to give it up, and then we kind of look up and off in a distance, and like the birds just were not coming in. They
Yeah.
were going over us, going over us, going over us. Like, why
Decoy
aren't they
shot.
coming in now? Just super strange. And then we come to find out, like, oh, we did get our limit. Far, far out in the distance, one of the birds must have like just flop, ran off, kind of flew off,
Yeah.
and the the other birds were not coming in because there was a bird far, far out away from our decoys, but it was on the ground, like on the ground,
Oh shoot.
not standing up. And that's what we realized, like, oh, this is why they weren't coming down, because that one, it was like 300 yards away.
Holy
It
crap.
was it was a long distance away, and that's why we couldn't figure it out, but there was a mound way out there. And so we sent a dog out, and sure enough, like, oh man, he's bringing one back. And that's why we didn't get any more to come in. It was just because that one bird that was, yeah, crumpled up out there, like, nope, keep
That's
going,
nuts.
guys.
That's nuts,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
That's got to be an
Their
awkward
vision isn't
retrieve.
crazy.
That's got to be an
Yeah,
awkward retrieve for a dog.
yeah, yeah.
Dude, like,
It's well, when something's trying to stab you every time you go for it, the goggles are a real thing. The goggles for dogs,
yeah,
it's a necessary thing. Those beaks are they're daggers. They
yeah.
will go through thick clothes. They will kill dogs.
I don't know if you know Javi Fabrega or Fabrega.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Dude, have you seen the doggles for his dog?
Yes, I think I've seen
Yeah,
pictures on
Dixie.
Instagram. Yeah,
Dixie has the doggles
yeah.
because she kept getting hit in
They're
the
they're
eyes.
absolutely ridiculous looking. They're
Oh yeah,
absolutely ridiculous looking. But when you hunt sandhill, it's like they are not ridiculous looking anymore. Like, no, that dog, go get him.
oh yeah, dude, that it's nuts. But so my last question of every podcast. This might be
Mhm.
tough because you're using your phone, and if it is, you can send them to me and I'll put them in there. But I do a running playlist on my Spotify
Uh-huh.
where I give 5 songs and you give 5 songs. Just any five
Okay.
songs you want that you like for fishing or hunting or whatever. Um, and I just add them to the playlist.
Okay.
So whatever 5 songs you want, you can um
Oh, let's see. I always have, well, let's see. How can I do this? You still there?
yeah, I'm still here.
All right, let me see if I can pull this up. I do always have, oh yeah, new Steven Wilson Jr. If you don't already have Father's Son.
I don't have that one yet. That is a great
Okay.
song though.
That one I just did a video. My son's first deer hunt was this last January, and I tied that video to that song, and it that one kind of makes makes me well up every time. It's just like, dang, because it'll always be his first deer, right? And
Yeah.
for you to experience that and be there, and like, yeah. So that one, that's a definite. So your turn.
So my first one is, let's see. Trout tunes. I had to go all the way to the bottom. Dude, there's so many songs on this playlist. Let's see. So my first one was Fat Man in the Bathtub, Little Feet.
Okay.
Yeah, I love Little Feet.
Yeah, yeah. Old school.
Oh yeah. And then your second, let's see.
My second, Joshua Ray Walker. Canyon.
I don't even think I've heard of Joshua.
Oh yeah.
I'm about to listen to
I'm sending you a bunch of sad songs.
that. All right.
That one reminds me of my dad.
Okay.
And so, but it's a good one. Yeah, on the way home from a hunt or fish. Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. See. I haven't heard. I'm gonna have to listen to that one after this one.
Yeah, yeah.
So my second one was Blackout Blues by Widespread Panic. I'm just a big Widespread
Oh,
Panic
good
fan.
one. Yeah,
Um,
nice.
I listen to kind of like all that southern rock kind of jam bandy kind of stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Widespread Panic's my favorite band of all time.
Yeah, I've got quite a few uh what is it? Spread heads. my my wife got me into jam bands when we first met in 2006. Introduced me to Keller Williams and String Cheese, and I was always a Grateful Dead listener,
Oh yeah,
growing up. But yeah, I didn't really know much about about these other guys, and so no, I yeah, that's a good one. I like
oh
that.
yeah,
I like that. And you're gonna send me this list,
oh
right?
yeah. I will,
Okay.
dude. Yeah,
Let's see.
yeah. I'll
The
send you the
next
playlist later.
one's Just Outside of Austin by Lucas Nelson.
Oh, got it. That
It
Willie
is.
Nelson song.
Yeah, that whole album is incredible.
I'm gonna have to listen to that one. I had
It's a double vinyl album, so it's long, but like, oh man, from beginning to end, it's such a great album. But that's a song that goes with me everywhere.
oh sweet. So my third one is Heavy Things by Fish.
Okay, nice, good.
Yeah, see, I'm more like a deadhead, spreadhead kind of thing, but I do dabble
Yeah,
into the world of Fish a little bit. Kind of like their
yeah,
more mainstream stuff. I'm not like a straight up like diving headfirst into Fish, like listening to the entire discography. But like the ones
right.
I listen to quite frequently.
Hell yeah. No, that's a good one. I like it. I like it. Gosh, I just had one. What was I gonna send you? Man, I had one. We're just gonna go old school,
Okay.
and I'm gonna go ahead and put in "Simple Man" by Leonard
Oh
Skinner.
yeah, great one. Uh, Simple Man, Leonard Skinner.
This is a great idea.
Dude, I love this just because it's like one of the it's one of the questions that the most of my guests have been like, do you have to keep doing this? Like
Yeah,
it's
no,
awesome.
it's great.
But
I love it.
my my fourth one is Fly Eagle Fly, Marshall Tucker band.
Okay, good one.
I love
Let's
Marshall Tucker
see.
band.
You can't deny any Marshall Tucker.
Never.
Let's see. So five for me. Yeah. Oh, that's what I was gonna do. Something I grew up with. But which one? This is one of my "If You Were Stuck on an Island" albums, and I guess it would just have to be Graceland. Just the song Graceland from Paul Simon's Graceland.
Oh, sweet. I love Simon and Garfunkel. I do like
Yeah,
Paul
yeah.
Simon alone as well, though.
Yeah, that whole album again is just a lot of memories. Again, driving across country with the family. That was one that was in the tape player of the RV.
Hell yeah. Dude, yeah, Paul Simon. I listen to all sorts of music, man. Like, a bunch of people have probably pinned me as like one thing of music. Not, I'm all over the board. Like Paul Simon's
Hmm.
one of them that it's like you can call me Al is debatably one of the top
Yeah.
20 greatest songs of all time. But my fifth one, dude. Like funny enough, you mentioned Keller Williams earlier. The
Yeah.
West LA fadeaway version that Keller Williams does, awesome,
Yeah.
fantastic,
Perfect.
dude.
Love it.
But that's all of my five, man. I'm actually gonna start creating graphics for this just to post. It's just another thing to post for like,
Yeah. No, that's awesome.
and you're gonna be the first one I do.
All
So
right. Perfect. I love it.
dude,
No
yeah, but
pressure.
that's all I got for you today, man. You got any last thanks or plugs you want to give?
No, I mean, you can find me at Davin underscore whiskey river underscore Topel. And then also at Spirits Guide Co. That's on Instagram. And then you can look me up on the web at spiritsguideco.com. And that's where, my website lives that kind of explains a little bit of what I do and how I might be able to help you and your hospitality and the outdoors journey.
Hell yeah.
Also, yeah, we didn't even mention doing hosted trips out in Scotland. This year's are already booked up, but I do hosted trips in Scotland every year. My next trip is July is Peaks Atlantic salmon fishing. So Gordon Castle in Scotland is where I host these trips, and the castle is an estate that has an 8-acre botanical garden. Those botanicals actually go into the gin that we launched here in the United States this last November, called Gordon Castle Walled Garden Gin. But again, I do hosted trips out at the castle for Atlantic salmon, upland bird hunting, and roe deer and red stag hunting,
Oh, it's
or
awesome.
stalking as they call it. So if anybody's ever interested in coming out there in July, September, August, and September are pretty much what I'll probably be hosting next year. Yeah, look me up. Let me know if you guys want to get out there and try to go for the McNabb Challenge, which is an Atlantic salmon, a brace of grouse, and a red stag in 24 hours.
Oh, it's badass,
We'll
dude.
do everything that we can to make it happen.
That is so sick. Dude, that might need to be another episode later on down the road. I didn't
Yeah,
even know you ran hosted trips, dude.
it's a whole, like, there are so many stories with that place. I think it is just a whole other podcast. So I'd be happy to jump on and talk more about it.
Dude, for sure. But thank you so much for coming on, dude. Um
Absolutely.
I'm gonna
Thanks for having me, man.
no problem. I'm gonna click stop here. We might have to let some tracks upload.
Yeah.
Let's see. Dude, yeah, that. What's up, guys? That was another episode of the Trout Wrangler Podcast. And if you're wondering, no, I am not aura maxing in the suit my girlfriend just brought me home from the Belk outlet. Not aura maxing. But what I am doing is I am closing out the podcast. If 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 you guys liked that episode, give it a rating on Apple Podcast. Give it a rating on Spotify. Subscribe to the YouTube, and like I said in the intro, if you would like to save free shipping on your Cordina Eyewear orders, um, check out the link in the show notes. And if you would like a free month of um Trout Routes Premium, check the show notes. Until next time, that was this episode of the Trout Wrangler Podcast.